Chemical Peel is a 2015 movie I first watched on the Chiller channel, which is now defunct. It's an indie movie about a group of friends who decide to have a reunion at another female friend's country home. So they catch up with each other's pasts, they get really, really drunk, and they talk trash to each other well until the night. Until the next morning, everything changes. They wake up to a strange mist or fog in the air, and they quickly find out it's a chemical spill from a train accident. And unfortunately for them, it's a lethal combination. Anything left outside, including animals or people, could potentially die from the chemical cloud. So this group of friends is already still inebriated or hungover from partying the night before. So just imagine waking up to a chemical accident over the next morning, trying to drink your cup of coffee. And unfortunately for them, this chemical spill has dire consequences. I like this movie because it's pretty much one of those single location type movies where it relies on one location pretty much the duration of the movie. So it takes a lot to unlock the potential for a single location movie to really wring out the suspense and tension of pretty much being trapped inside a country house during a chemical attack. And these are the kind of chemicals that could potentially melt off your flesh and give you coughing spasms that could make you cough up your organs and stomach acids and induce a whole bunch of strange symptoms and whatnot, and none of them are good. So it's a very creepy movie. It ratchets up the suspense the longer the chemicals hang in the air and our characters are stuck trying to survive it together. And they pretty much react in realistic ways. You know, some characters cope better than others. Some characters are selfish as hell. There's one character who's pretty much the bridezilla from hell. All she gives a shit about is getting married to her boyfriend and cutting down all her friends verbally. And she was not a likable character. And other characters have surprising quirks as the chemical spill rolls on and on. So pretty interesting. Speaking of single location movies, it kind of reminded me of Hitchcock's famous movie called Lifeboat, where a bunch of people are stranded in the ocean during a war in a boat with limited supplies. Pretty much like our characters in Chemical Peel. They're stuck with each other with limited supplies in a really do or die type situation. Very gritty and unforgiving. Another reason I really like this movie, it reminds me of a real scenario It happened on the TV show called I Survived. In that TV show, my bad, it focused on an elderly couple who lived near a set of train tracks. When the train collided, it let off some chlorine gas in the form of a cloud, and it killed most of their livestock. It killed their dogs, and everything inside their home that was made of metal started to melt, including silverware, the refrigerator, the clock started melting right in front of them. And they started having coughing spasms and coughing up blood, other type of fluid, and possibly bits of their organs and stomach acid. Now, according to the episode, one of the 911 operators told the elderly woman to go ahead, get in the shower, to wash the chemicals off your skin. And her skin actually started melting off as a reaction from the cloud and the water. And their place was basically quarantined off. Their son volunteered to go in protective gear, and he wasn't allowed to by the local authorities. And the poor people in the home were kept being told that, help is on the way, help is coming. And they were stuck in the house for several hours until they were finally rescued. And they did, in fact, end up suing the township, I believe. And I think they did reach a settlement. And somehow they were able to survive being stuck in a chemical cloud, essentially. Very graphic and disturbing. So, for that reason, I really like this movie. It reminded me of that episode of I Survived. It was shot on a budget, chemical peel that is, but it really did the most it could with the single location. And it had some decent practical effects and the special effects as the chemical starts to affect each person differently. And you see different dead animals, unfortunately, in the woods and whatnot, reacting to the chemicals, including water and a bird bath and whatnot. Just very creepy and eerie imagery. I really enjoyed this movie for what it was. I streamed it recently. I can't remember what channel I streamed it on. Possibly Tubi or maybe Pluto. Chemical Peel 2015. It's about, I want to say, 86 minutes long, so it's not super long. It cuts to the meat of the story, and there isn't a lot of fill-in. But I found it fairly realistic of how someone might react during a catastrophic event like a chemical spill. So I enjoyed this movie. I also enjoyed the episode of I Survived. That was kind of similar to this movie. And I hope you enjoy the movie too. And I hope you enjoyed this little rant. And I'm going to wrap it up right now, because I've been talking for a couple minutes. So if you like this, let me know if you have any recommendations. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching.